Welcome back to another episode of the FAQ series. This series is powered by Define, and today we will look at sentence structures. There are three basic types of sentence structures: simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. A simple sentence contains one independent clause or a complete thought with a single subject and its predicate. The cat is the subject, and slept is the predicate. A compound sentence contains at least two independent clauses joined together to form a single sentence. The cat slept and the dog barked are two independent thoughts that have no dependence on each other, but are connected together using the conjunction and. A complex sentence contains at least one independent clause and a dependent clause. In the example, we see that because it was tired is depending on the rest of the sentence to provide a complete thought. Both compound sentences and complex sentences showcases the relationship between ideas. The key difference lies in how the ideas are connected and the purpose behind using each type, as we will learn later in this video. So, you can use any type of sentence when you're writing a letter. However, when it comes to certain language examinations like IELTS or OET, it's important to use a mix of simple, compound, and complex sentences. This variety helps to showcase how comfortable you are using the language. Each type of sentence is required at different stages of writing the letter. In order to make the purpose clear, we will use simple sentences as part of our introduction. The body can start with a simple sentence but use compound and complex sentences to elaborate ideas presented in the introduction. We will again use a simple sentence for concluding. Let's take a closer look. Simple sentences are the building blocks of communicating in English. They are straightforward and convey a single, clear idea or piece of information. These are applicable in key areas of importance, like the topic sentences of paragraphs. So, if you think you're complicating a sentence by adding a lot of words in a single sentence, try reducing it to a simple sentence and you'll find the idea that you really want to convey. For example, if you just say thank you and leave it, people would wonder why. But here, you are mentioning the reason too. This is done by making one a subject and the reason the object of this sentence. In the complicated example, we see that despite its length and the number of descriptive phrases, this sentence is still simple because it contains only one independent clause with one main subject, professor or the professor, and one main verb, delivered. Everything else, the phrases and descriptors, serves to modify and add detail to the subject and the action, but there is no additional independent clause or dependent clause. Sentences like these are useful when you need to convey a lot of information concisely, like proving a point when you debate or elaborating a topic sentence of a paragraph. Now, you can simplify sentence or complicate it based on your needs. As a general guideline, simplify sentences when A. You need to introduce a key point. B. You need a sentence that hits hard and leaves a strong impression. C. Stating a fact or providing information that doesn't need further explanation. D. You need a smooth, clear transition from one idea or section to another. Compound sentences. A compound sentence combines two or more independent clauses using coordinating conjunctions like and, but, or, and, so. Each clause is a complete thought and can stand alone. Imagine stacking two building blocks side by side. A compound sentence links two equal, related ideas, showing how these ideas relate equally to one another. The use of only independent clauses is what makes compound sentences a compound sentence. The coordinating conjunctions used to join these independent clauses and show the relationships between them, but do not create any dependency. Even the complicated compound sentence has multiple independent clauses connect using coordinating conjunctions. Like, if we consider the complicated example, we may notice that each independent clause, when taken separately, creates simple sentences on their own. The coordinating conjunctions used here seems like the glue connecting them together. If simple sentences are building blocks, compound sentences are multiple building blocks joined together using a glue called conjunctions. The complex sentences. These sentences also show relationships between ideas, such as cause and effect or conditions and results. They do this using subordinating conjunctions. Even coordinating conjunction when used here adds a dependency factor to the clause it is added with. For a complex sentence to be called complex, it needs one independent clause, and at least one dependent clause adding more details about that independent clause. Dependent clauses provide context, reasons, conditions, or contrasts that enrich the meaning of the independent clause, making the sentence more nuanced and detailed. The conjunctions used connect all these ideas together, highlighting those dependencies. For example, although is the conjunction that brings in the element of dependency of the project was challenging. This clause is depending on the independent clause your guidance helped us complete it successfully to complete a thought. If although was missing, the two clauses would be considered as separate independent sentences. Think of a complex sentence as a building block with an attached extension. The main idea, the independent clause, stands strong, while the dependent clause adds depth or explanation, providing more context or showing a cause and effect relationship. Just like in any type of sentence, we add more information to make a sentence nuanced and detailed. But this addition also causes a sentence to become complicated. In this one in particular, there is only one independent clause and one dependent clause adding more information about that independent clause. The rest of the sentence is information that adds that detail or nuance. Now, unless you implement this knowledge, you will forget it. So based on this information, can you create a paragraph using all three sentence types? Here's a sample response. You can inspire us to create more such content by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channels. If you need help with exam preparations, let us know in the comments, email us, or connect with us on any of our social media platforms. Meanwhile, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.